really hate my start these days. It's so boring. It's so boring. I like need music, and I was playing Ozuna just before I. Let me take this down so that I don't see myself. I was playing Ozuna, and I was thinking, oh my God, if only YouTube hadn't become so strict with copyright and music, I would be playing Ozuna. See, I'm playing it in my head. Oh God. Anyway, I gotta roll with the times. I've got no choice. I gotta roll with the times, and these are the times we live in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the courts of the Bantu. The Bantu. A diverse people with a very rich history who own most of Africa. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do own most of Africa. And we got most of Africa by fighting other tribes and by eliminating some right out of history. So, yeah, at the same time, we also lost a lot of battles. But we're here today, and this is the court of the Bantu. I'm going to start with my metaphysical disclaimer, because I think in this video it's going to be very important, and I do not want to upset the gods. Okay? I don't want to upset the gods. So, metaphysical science has no physical scientific proof, because they don't believe in it 100%, because they cannot put 1 + 1 together and it makes 2. With metaphysical science, 1 + 1 equals 3 or 4 or 5. Get it? It'll take them less than 100 years though, but I'll be long gone, cremated and forgotten in the tides of time. But they will find physical proof of metaphysical science. In the meantime, they will continue to be hypocrites, use people like me for their military and police work, and hide it most of the time from the public, except in unique circumstances when they can't. Okay. Since metaphysical science hasn't been proved by physical science, please take this reading of Ozuna as mere speculation and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, I hope I looked pretty when I said that. Somebody said in my comments, you love compliments. I said, girl, you have no idea. I went to a seminar in Gabriola Island some years ago. I paid 3,000 Canadian dollars and spent a week in this really beautiful place. It's really, really beautiful. A week in this really beautiful and spiritual native native Canadian spiritual place. It is so beautiful. You can see the native, I could. The native Canadians from, hundreds of years ago who lived there. I could actually see them. I could see them. It's like I broke the veil of time and I could see them. Anyway, I went to this seminar sponsored by a rich friend who wanted to go and needed company, okay? And the seminar was on how to take a compliment. I couldn't take compliments. I really couldn't. If somebody said to me, you're very pretty, I would say they're lying. They want something. I'm not pretty, because that's what I was raised to believe, that I wasn't pretty. If somebody said you're a very good writer, I would say, I'm not a good writer, but they're just saying that, right? So I went to a week-long seminar where I was seeing native Canadians do their thing in Gabriola Island, and where this man stepped up and taught me how to take a compliment. And this is what he said. Now listen very carefully. I am imparting $3,000 worth of knowledge to you. He said, when someone gives you a compliment, take your time to let it sink into your soul. Then say to yourself, it's true. Then turn to the person who complimented you and say, thank you very much. See, I've imparted $3,000 worth of knowledge. Okay. 3,000. And so I have a public announcement. Then after the public announcement, we are going straight into Ozuna. I am so excited. Public announcement is I will be in Louisville, Kentucky, 21 and 22 February. I'm going to give 2 classes. The first class, 21 February, is communing with the ancestors. The second class is protection. It's on the 22nd. I'm going to be doing the bookings myself personally, and I have already started doing the bookings myself. These are going to be very small classes. I'm looking for a few good people. I have decided to start really small because that's what I do. I start really small. So I'm going to keep the groups of less than 10. Less than 10 people. Right? That way, I can concentrate more on each and every one of you as an individual. I know I'm going to meander and we're going to go into other things, and I want to be able to go into other things so that if you come to learn about communing with the ancestors, you really know. Okay? And if you come for protection, you really, really know. I can't stress it enough how important protection is in the metaphysical world. Every day I get attacked, every day, right? And I can't stress how important it is to be able to commune with the ancestors correctly. Just the other day, I was helping a female who is Zimbabwean, who is having issues with her ancestors, and all she was doing was not communing with them well. Right? So 21 February, communing with the ancestors. 22 February, protection. I'm also going to read very few people. I'm literally just going to take like 5 appointments on the 21st and 5 appointments on the 22nd for readings. So if you're interested, contact me, izzymitton@gmail.com. I'll say it again, izzymitton@gmail.com. Contact me, and I am doing this on a first come first serve basis. I already have a few people signed up from Instagram, so like I said, I'm really going for very small classes. And anyway, I don't think I'm that popular. I don't think anybody wants to rush to hear me talk. Yes, I do have that going on with me. So email me for more information. I will send it to you. And like I said, I will only keep your place if you pay. If you don't pay, I'm not keeping your place because I've got just a very, very small number of, I want and need just a very small number of participants so that when you walk out that door, you are more than in the know. You know more than the Bantu themselves. Okay. Announcement done. And now on to Ozuna. So yesterday, my ancestors were once again dilly-dallying. They were going through the list of requests from you guys, because we do go through the list of requests. I have to look at them the night before. Then when I sit right here at the table, they tell me you're doing this person today. So I never know who I'm doing. Okay, and it's kind of fun, and I really love it. I really thought they were going towards doing Real Housewives of Atlanta or 50 Cent, right? I really thought it was one of those two, right? But no, I couldn't sleep last night, so I started playing music, and I do have Ozuna on my playlist. I got to Ozuna, and I was like dancing on my bed just like this, and Grandma said, "Who is that God?" And I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "That's the voice of a God." Who is he? So I went on YouTube. I looked up Ozuna. I played one of his videos. And Grandma said, "He's a God." A God walking among men. That's a God right there. So I said, huh? And she said, a God in his culture. This is a God walking among men. And she fell in love because she loves power. But besides loving power, she fell in love with his soul. Well, because she loves power. I'll say it again. I'll say it again, Grandma. She loves power. And this is the most unique and extraordinary soul, Ozuna. My ancestors, all of them, agreed this morning that he is a god from his ancient culture, a real god. So my Latin sisters who watch my videos and who are a lot of my clients, please write in the comment sections what your cultural religion was and what kind of gods you had, because all my ancestors agreed that Ozuna is a god from his culture who is walking among men. No joke. When we get a soul like that, we get extremely excited. So excited that I forgot my blues and my grandmother is reminding me. So, give me some time to go and get them. Oh, God. Okay, so I'm back with my blues. Okay, I can't do especially strong souls like Ozuna without the blues. I don't know what's wrong with my nail. Okay, so I know very little about Ozuna. I do buy his music. I do play his music. Let me take this down. I do know all the stats about how famous he is, and he's actually one of the richest people I have put in this plate. One of the richest, meaning he made, a lot of money from his art. I find with a lot of hip hop artists, they are very poor. They just pretend to be rich. And one just was imprisoned for 99 years. Whatever his name has been imprisoned for 99 years for killing his mother. I read that in the Daily Mail. For money he could throw at his fans and fix his car. And this is a very sad reality in hip-hop. And it's a sad reality because we are the ones that make these hip-hop artists do what they do. We are the ones who make them pretend that they've got money, right? Because we are very materialistic. And in college, I actually studied why African Americans and Africans are very materialistic when it comes to things like clothes or whatever. They put it down to oppression. They said they've been so oppressed, and they don't want people to say they think I can't afford this. Anyway, that's another story. The thing is, Ozuna is one of the wealthiest artists I have put in this plate. He is also very family oriented, and that's no joke. And that's about all I knew about Ozuna and the fact that I love his music. And so when my ancestors said he is a god walking among men, of course I was very excited, and I still am very excited. And I'm going to get right into it. But what I did do for the first time ever, because I'm really doing a star outside my community, right? I did research Ozuna to see what was going on with his life so that I can have questions to ask his soul. And there was a video sex tape he did as a minor, and then there was the death of Kevin Fret. I will look into those in this reading. Okay? We're going to ask this God what he's been up to with his life. Okay. Okay. Here we go. The Bantu are crossing into another culture. And this culture is deep. This culture is mystical. This culture is beautiful spiritually sometimes. This culture seems to have had some sacrifices, human sacrifices, like some Bantu who practiced it for harvest. right? It seems to have that because I'm shaking and Grandma is saying in his day as a god, people were sacrificed for him. This is exciting. This is also creepy. Okay, let me call the god. Ozuna. Ozuna. I'm kind of scared. Ozuna. Ozuna. Okay. A bright, white, massive light just walked into my plate. It's holding a long staff with an intricate design at the top. And he just said, "What do you want?" We want to talk to you. Let me converse with this. Why? You can tell us your life as a man among men. Acceptable. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so a soul that I can put in human years to be 80 years old has walked into this plate. He is wearing headgear. It's very intricate. A white robe. Not really a robe, but I'm trying to take it from the metaphysical and put it into the physical. Like white and gold, right? Like white and gold. And he is carrying his staff. And he's not sitting down. So I am going to ask him to sit down. Okay? Grandma says, use the walking stick. Okay. Can you please take a seat? And he does something really extraordinary, you guys. I'm telling you, this is a little creepy. He does something really extraordinary. He doesn't, usually when I call people into the plate and I tell them to sit down, they give their back to me and then they turn around like this. If that makes sense. Like, you know, they turn around to face me. They turn sideways to face me, right? He has chosen to sit where he is directly looking at me. Okay. And he's looking directly at me. This is a very calm individual. Very analytical. Very forward thinking. He says he makes things happen. Things don't happen to him. He makes things happen. This is true. What is coming out of this plate more than anything else, you guys, is kindness. Beautiful kindness. Beautiful compassion for humanity. Beautiful kindness. He's talking. He said, I weep at what I see of my people. I weep. So I'm going to ask him the question, is that why you decided to walk among men? He said, yes. Now you're this is blowing my mind. Grandma just said, yeah, we knew it would blow your mind, but it's not blowing our minds. Okay. All right. He said he split himself into 5. So they are 5 men. 5 men? 4 men, 1 woman who walk with his soul. So Ozuna has 4 other people out there in the world who are just like him. Never heard of that. This is impressive. He said, how have you never heard? He's very, very formal. Like we have an international translator. Like I'm talking to him in my language and he's talking to me in his language, but it's being translated. The metaphysical is amazing. Amazing. Okay. So he is saying, how is that unusual for you? He's talking to me. You were also split into 5. That's true. That's actually true. This is a story I do not share. Okay, because I just can't believe it is true. But there were 5 of us who inherited these ancestors, and I'm the only survivor. He says, that's true. Yes, I'm the only survivor. And when I came into my ancestors, they told me you're the only survivor. And they keep telling me you're the only survivor. The other 4 were taken by the dark side. They died. 1 committed suicide. And I also attempted to commit suicide. So they managed to save me. But 1 committed suicide. 2 died of HIV-related diseases, something the dark side wanted me to get, HIV, and the other died in an accident, a car accident. I never met these cousins of mine. I believe I grew up with one. We were born on the same day, same year. So I met her, obviously. I grew up with one. I met the other one. There was only 1 male. I met Charles, the male, the one who committed suicide when he was 21. But the other 2 are in South Africa, in Sankosa village. Were in South Africa, in Sankosa village. And they also died. And I'm the only one left. So when I get things done for me, there are always 5 of everything. I get 5 spears, 5 walking sticks, 5 plates. 5 this, 5 that, because I inherited the souls of my fellow, me. So that's what he's saying. He's saying, so he says, why are you surprised? I'm going to learn a lot of things about myself here. I really am from another culture. He says, you are strong. You don't know how strong you are. You haven't reached your peak yet, but you are getting there. You come from a very cruel people, that I know. They eat their young, that I know. They seek your destruction, that I know. They want you dead just because they don't want to see you succeed. They will go to great lengths, even kill their own children to kill you. That I know. He is saying, see, I don't know, he's telling my fortune instead of he's mentioning an incident yesterday that I had with a Zimbabwean who commented on one of my videos. She said, I caught the soul of a man, but this soul of a man is using a woman's name. So, like I said, sometimes souls are he, she's, or she, he's. Anyway, she said to me, sort of in a sarcastic manner, not say it sort of, say it to me, why are you wasting your talents doing this garbage? I'm just like, making it short, making the conversation short. Why are you wasting your gifts doing this garbage? You should be helping the homeland with the homeland issues rather than what you are doing. So I politely said, my home is where I live and I am Canadian now. And I concentrate on Canada because that's where I live. And they didn't take that comment very well. Basically, they were saying to me that the readings I'm giving about celebrities are garbage. Me teaching you guys and me sharing my culture with you guys is garbage. Me doing all this is wasting my life when I could be working on the homeland, whatever fucking homeland he's talking about. Anyway, the point is, because I do have two homelands. Okay, I have Zimbabwe, I have South Africa. So which homeland? You know, like. Anyway, the point is, she. I'm gonna call him a he because his masculinity is so much stronger than his femininity. So then he didn't like my answer, and he doubled down. So I was trying to be really nice, because, you know, I try to be nice so that my grandmother Shopedzai doesn't come out with her weapon. And I said to him, oh, you know what? I don't make a difference anyway to what happens over there, you know. And then he proceeded to double down on, you know, every little small difference, helps. Don't look down on yourself. Every little small difference works. Then eventually my grandma Shopedzai brought out the weapon and screamed at this individual and told this individual to go where the sun don't shine, because my grandmother is a gangster. Anyway, he is saying to me, the incident that happened yesterday with one of your own will continue to happen because they are jealous of you, and you are a people who pull each other down. You know, I did not want to talk about this. Okay, but that's what he is saying, and I'm saying it out loud. So this might be a very long video because he's giving me a reading instead. He said they are very jealous and they don't like to see beauty. I told you people. I told you people that Zimbabweans worship ugly. I told you. He's agreeing. He said they don't like to see beauty. They don't like to see anyone shine. So they'll come for you in a sneaky, insidious manner. They will come for you. And my grandma is replying him. She said that we're ready for them motherfuckers. And he is answering. He says, I know. They can't handle you. And grandma said, oh yes, I was born ready for those people. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to ask him. Now I'm going to ask him. Now I'm going to ask him about Ozuna. I hate it when I have my phone and it rings because it takes me out of the veil for just a second. Then I have to wait to get back in. But my phone are where the questions are. Even when I do personal readings, that's where the questions are. I should actually use my iPad. I will work on that because I actually have a very nice iPad. So now I'll ask him about Ozuna. And he says, I'm very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now that he has done studying me, it's necessary. Like I say to people, your soul and my soul, we get to know each other. Even when I do readings, we have to connect. We have to know each other. And your soul has to want to talk to me. And 100% your souls have wanted to talk to me. 100%. So I'm very fortunate. Anyway, he's done like looking at me. In other words, he was pulling out my police reports. Okay, just to let you guys know, he was pulling out my police report. He was checking it out. So he says, you may begin. Okay. Ozuna. He says yes. Tell us about your personality as a man. Tell us about your personality in this world. It says, I'm very kind. Ozuna is very kind, but I did feel that whirlpool of kindness. He has a great deal of compassion. Grandma said, say he, right? Okay. He has a great deal of compassion for humanity. He's about his family. If Ozuna makes a deal with you, whether it's I'm going to marry you or I'm going to give you that $1 million, he keeps it. He honors his word and he stands on his word. He keeps it. He doesn't go backwards, even if it means he's going to lose. He keeps it, right? He didn't want to be a singer. Okay, he didn't want to be a singer. He wanted to be an actor. But it didn't work out, and he blames it on on his on him being Hispanic, him being Puerto Rican, him being Hispanic. He said there are just not enough roles for men from my culture, and I'm a man who loves my culture. I will not bend my culture. I will not break my culture. I will never go outside my culture. Never. Never. My culture is the most beautiful thing on earth. With all its ugliness, all its evil, it is still the most beautiful thing. It gives me stability. It gives me feet. And those of my culture, they support me and they raise me above their shoulders. Acting was going to take me out of my culture. Singing brought me deep into my culture where I am supposed to be. This is the soul of a god. So I'm not even going to say it's an old soul. This is the soul of a god. Okay, no joke, people. Of a god from his culture. Okay, he feels very lonely though. He struggles with loneliness. He says, I'm on the road all the time, man. I can't be with my wife and kids. You know, when I'm home, I'm not lonely. But these hotels can get so fucking lonely no matter how many bitches you pull through the door. Bitches and dudes. Ozuna. Did I put a disclaimer about metaphysical science? Is a soul that is attracted to other souls regardless of their sex. Okay? He very much looks at his light very much is attracted to another light. Oh, he's talking. He says, and I've made mistakes. I have made mistakes in that sometimes I let my penis talk for me. I let that bit talk for me, and I get intimate with dark souls, and then I pay for it. But my wife is everything. My kids are everything. If another woman gives me kids, I don't care where they're from. In other words, whether, she's married to him or not, that's what he's saying. I'm just translating it. Yeah. He will take care of his kids, and he will take care of the mama because his kids are his legacy. He loves being married. He truly loves being married. And his wife is older than him. Whether she says she is or not is another matter. I don't know what year she says she was born and she put out there, but this woman is like 8 to 10 years older. He says she's mama. She's the queen. She is everything. I work hard for her and my kids because life as a man is about being the provider. It's about protecting a woman and protecting your children. Putting yourself out there, doing what you don't want to do in the name of protecting a woman and protecting your children. There is nothing else. And my grandma just said, Amen. And now she's asking me, how come you can't get a man like that? My grandma is totally flustered and totally impressed. Totally. So I'm going to take Ozuna out of the plate. When I put my hand in the plate, it says he had a really good year 2 years ago. Not so good last year. Not as good as he wanted it to be. But there's no stopping this guy. Don't play with Ozuna, guys. Don't play with Ozuna. There's no stopping this guy. This guy is going all the way to the very, very, very top of the world. There's no stopping him. For Ozuna, in the coming future, there's going to be success after success after success after success. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This guy, there's no stopping him. Just know that. But it's so funny. His success doesn't make him happy. It doesn't. It doesn't make him happy. He longs for the past. He longs for the time when he was unknown, when he was a nobody. He longs for that time when he could walk on the streets anonymously, when he could just do anonymous shit. He longs for that time. And also, he is separated from people he loves, people he cares about. He is separated because he's always, out there hunting. That's what his soldier said. I'm hunting. I'm a hunter. I'm doing what my people, the men of my tribe and people used to do hundreds and thousands of years ago. They used to hunt. And, they were in groups when they hunted. But me, I hunt alone. I'm a hunter, and I hunt for my kids. Now, this is the interesting part, people. Like I said, I always look for interesting, right? There are definitely two women in Ozuna's life. Okay? Two women. One he travels with. And she loves him so much. He is her world. Her world. Right? He is her world. And one he's married to. And they have 2 kids. Like I told you, she's older than him by 8 to 10 years. Even the Shell is saying so. She's older than her husband by 8 to 10 years. It doesn't matter what she puts on paper, what you guys hear, but she's older. But Ozuna seems to... I don't know how to put this. This woman embodies the personality of another woman he went out with. She was very, very young. Very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. Okay. And she had the same energy as his wife. She had the same energy as his wife. And they broke up. Ozuna and her broke up. She had 3 children. One of them is his. Okay, but she was a mother of 3. I guess she started really young. She is a mother of 3. She is a mother of 3. But she's definitely in his past. But anyway, she had... I don't know if he knows that he's the daddy of this child. I don't think he does. She came from a very wealthy family. Extremely wealthy. Okay, when I put my hand on the board... It's almost like they were having an affair. Anyway, she had the same light, the same soul light that his wife has. So after breaking up with her and being alone for some time, alone for Ozuna is, I'm not providing, I'm not protecting, I'm not doing any of that, right? Right? Because he needs to do that. He needs to be a man and do that. So he wasn't providing, he wasn't protecting. There were relationships in between, but he wasn't providing and he wasn't protecting. Then he met his wife. The interesting part, and I might do a reading. The interesting part about this is that there isn't that kind of love, people. The kind of love that... I'm just going to say it. There's no love between Ozuna and his wife. I'll just say it like it is. Because Grandma said, don't lie. Don't try to hide shit. Okay. There's no love between Ozuna and his wife. There isn't. They are very good friends. Very, very good friends. And they connect on an elemental level, on a soul level. But as friends. Not love. He's not in love with anyone. He's alone. Literally. He's not in love with anyone. But there's gonna be fame. He's gonna break into mainstream. Watch Ozuna break into mainstream. But he doesn't want to. He wants to stay in the Latin society. So what he's saying to me is, I want to break into every country that speaks French and Spanish. I'm not interested in the countries that speak English. I don't get my money from countries that speak English. I get my money from my own. He says you should understand this. I enjoy the pride of my own lifting me up, hailing me as good and providing for me. I'm not interested in mainstream. And he says, anyway, this mainstream of yours, it's full of debauchery. Marriages don't work in your mainstream. Marriages don't last because, people are made to do degrading things for what they get. I have done some, but I have not been degraded to the point that I will lose it. Okay. I'm going to go straight into questions now. This guy is going to be more famous and richer than he is right now. This guy is going to be a billionaire from music. Trust and believe that. So I'm going to go to the video. The videotape when he was a minor. The sex videotape when he was a minor. Okay. Ozuna. He says, no need to shake me. My apologies. Okay. Ozuna. Can you tell us some information about the videotape where you were having sex? Okay, I might as well just say it. Where you were having sex. Can you tell us some information about that? Says Scatter. See, he's actually telling me what to do. Wow. Okay. Okay. There was a sex tape. It was gay porn. I'm not laughing because it was gay porn. It's just that Ozuna is so macho. Even his soul is so macho. But do you know what he's saying? He just said, that's how I realized I was heterosexual. I tried everything and I realized I was heterosexual. Why? Women are just my thing. I can't provide for a man. It's so wrong to provide for another man. Every man should hunt for himself, and I can't get kids out of a man. There are things I cannot get out of a man. No. And a man should really hunt for himself. He shouldn't be provided for by another man. So I couldn't be myself. I could not be this soul if I was not providing for a woman and children. So yeah. So yes. And I'm asking if the porn was for money. If he did it for money, like if he was paid. He said yes. What did you need the money for? He said to live, to survive. I was also pursuing the movie industry, and I was convinced. I was talked into it by someone. And at the time I was like, brazen about everything. And at the time I believed people. At the time I really thought it would make me look macho. I was lost. And you know what? The triangle actually shows that he was lost because it's facing backwards. It shows that he was lost. And he lost a lot from that video, from his times. He says it's not the only one. There are several, but I lost a lot. He did. He lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of his self-esteem. A lot of his deals fell through. When this video came up, which was up on several other things, he lost a lot. He lost his pride, and he said people were pointing fingers at me and talking about me and looking at me some type of way. But I lost business-wise. I lost a lot. Mentally, emotionally, I lost a lot. And I almost became an alcoholic. It was a hard time. It was a bad time for me. It was bad. I tried to make it go away. But it just took too long. And in the end, I had to pay people off. 1, 2, 3. He paid 3 people off. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he paid 3 people off. He said, money, I'm not greedy. I don't hold on to it. If it'll solve my problem and it'll go away, I will give it. Yeah. But he succeeded. After paying off 3 people, he succeeded. There was someone very close to him who leaked the tapes. This person here. A male. They leaked the tapes for money. A male who was very close to him leaked the tapes for money. Interesting. Yeah. So now let me ask about Kevin Fred. Okay, Kevin Fred. The death of Kevin Fred. Okay, I'm just gonna make it. He said I can shake on that because we're shaking Kevin Fred. Okay. Ozuna, did you have anything to do with Kevin Fred's death? Ozuna, did you have anything to do with Kevin Fred's death? See, I gotta... Okay. Kevin was someone he knew a very, very long time ago. A very, very long time ago. I think in his days of doing pornography, when he just started out and he was a teenager, and he was a randy teenager, and he wanted to stick it up anywhere and everywhere. Ozuna just replied. He said, I don't discriminate. A beautiful soul is a beautiful soul. If I want to get together with a soul, I will get together with a soul. Okay. So anyway, they knew each other a very long time ago, and there was even like some sort of little friendship over there. As for the answer to the question, it's a no. He had nothing to do with his death. Okay. How did you feel? What did you feel about Kevin? Well, we know. Okay, let me ask an intelligent question about this. How does it feel to be blamed for his death? How does it feel to be blamed for his death? How does it feel to be blamed for this? He says his conscience is clear. But we're gonna go do this anyway. Because whenever I throw shells, I always get something else besides what the soul is saying. So, okay, it was a very depressing and horrible time to be blamed. He really had to talk to his wife to make her stay because she didn't believe him. And at the time, she was pregnant. So I don't know how many kids she has. I don't know when Kevin Fred died, but she might have miscarried this or whatever, or she might even not have known. But at the time, she was pregnant, and he was talking to her. You know, he had to convince her that he had nothing to do with this, that it had absolutely nothing to do with him. Because he's right here behind my mic. He says that's why he went to the police. He went to the police to clear his name because his wife, he said she's a very classy lady. She is very classy. And at the time, so I think when I shook the shells, right now they are not in love, they are just best friends. But in this spread right here, she's loving on her husband. And yeah, he agrees that she really was supportive, but she didn't believe him. He had to go to the police and clear his name. Basically, what he is saying is that he doesn't really give a fuck what the world thinks, as long as his wife believes him. What she thinks is most important. He bows down to his wife and no one else. He's talking. He says, it took me a long time to get her. She didn't want me because I was too young. And when I got her, people were saying she's not even beautiful. People were saying all these things. But a man like me requires stability. A man like me needs to hunt. And to hunt means I have to take care of the family. But I needed a woman who would hold it down at home while I do what I need to do. I did not need those starlets who like me. I did not need those other females I collaborate with and they like me and they want me, and their beauty is plastic anyway. My wife has a beautiful soul. She has a beautiful soul. I'm not attracted to a woman's physical assets. I'm not attracted to anyone's physical assets. You don't get me that way. You get me when I see your soul. It was important for me to keep my marriage. It was important for me to keep my wife. And I managed to do that. So yes, that whole incident of him being accused of Kevin Fred's death really, really hurt his soul. It hurt his soul. He said, I liked the dude. This is Ozuna. This is Kevin Fred. Ozuna liked the dude. He said, I liked the dude. I gave him money. He, Kevin Fred, this is Kevin Fred right here, people, did not like Ozuna at all. He was jealous. The Ozuna in the plate just said so. He was jealous of my success. He failed to see past his jealousy. And he says to me, just like your people. Okay, yes, that's true. Not all of them. 99% of them. 99% of them. There is a 1% there is a wigs. There is a 1% that is different. But yes, 99%. He failed to see. He is saying he could have helped him, but he didn't like me. He became dangerous. And the Kevin Fred right here is looking at the shell of Ozuna, rich, famous, popular, with a very green eye. This guy, Kevin, wanted to ruin Ozuna. It wasn't about the money. He wanted to bring him down. Why? I am asking, I hope this thing is still working. The last time I shook this, it stopped working. I am asking, don't shake. Oh, sorry. I'm asking, why did Kevin Fred want to ruin you? Why did Kevin Fred want to ruin you? I don't know who says these two people were intimate. I think I read that in some article. His mother, Kevin Fred's mother, said Ozuna and Kevin were lovers. These shells are saying they were not. These shells are saying they were not, people. He wanted to ruin Ozuna because his career was going nowhere. He was still unknown no matter how hard he worked. He was very bitter. He was very, Ozuna is known by millions, right? Probably he's known by hundreds of thousands. I don't know. But he was jealous. And jealousy is a deadly sin. The Bible says so. And in my book, if you've read A Light in the Cave, you will see that my grandmother consistently quotes the Bible because she says there are many things religions share, right? And the deadly sins are something that our Bantu religion and Christianity share, right? he was jealous of Ozuna. He was jealous of the money he was making and the fame that was going his way. See? And it started when Ozuna was just breaking through. Ozuna is a conundrum to me. Anyway, I'll get to. Anyway, he Ozuna was when Ozuna was just breaking through, this guy became very jealous. It was about jealousy. So much of it that he chose to turn his envy into hate, which is what always happens. And he went after this guy. They were not sexually involved. They did share a mutual friend right here. They shared a mutual friend and they both adored the friend. So Kevin came as the friend of a friend, if that makes sense. They both adored the friend. That's about it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask, because this is so weird, but it may not be weird. He is I don't know if conundrum is the right word. Hey, I don't know. But the thing is, Ozuna, let me just ask the question. Let me ask the questions first before I work this out. This is interesting. And I keep shaking it. I keep having to apologize. I'm really sorry. Ozuna, were you born into a wealthy family? Were you born into a wealthy family? Were you born into a wealthy family? See, secrets. No. So what I'm getting on the board about his childhood is his metaphysical wealth. Because after all, he inherited, he came as the fifth of the soul of a god. So what I'm getting is his metaphysical wealth. He always had metaphysical wealth. So whatever he touched always turned to gold. Ozuna is very, very, very spiritual. He lights candles a lot. He does a lot of spiritual work on himself, which is understandable. He is very, very, very spiritual. He does spiritual stuff a lot. He doesn't go out on stage without doing something spiritual. He's very, very spiritual. So it's like when you're in Ozuna's company, I don't mean when you are seeing his music or whatever, but when you're in his company and you're sitting across from him, you can tell that he has a great deal of metaphysical wealth. You can tell that he can turn anything into gold. You can tell. You can tell, you guys, because the shells are literally telling me that Kevin, like all the other boys he used to meet long back, were jealous of him because he was wealthy. And I'm saying, how is that? Because I already got the idea that he didn't come from a wealthy family. So I was like, how is that possible that he was wealthy? But they were seeing his metaphysical wealth and they were jealous of it. And they turned their jealousy into hatred, which is what always happens. I have seen it with Zimbabweans on the daily. Okay? Seen it with mine own. And I'm so sad that mine own came in this reading. But sometimes that's what happens. When I give personal readings, I always thank people. And I always say thank you. I want to thank your soul for helping me out with this. Because I do get helped out by you guys. You guys, you don't think you're powerful. Yes, you are. You're very, very powerful. I do get helped. I do get insight from your souls. I could be sitting here with an issue. And as I'm reading you, your soul will take the time after I'm done reading to say, okay, you know that issue you're struggling with, this is my advice. Or you're not looking at this clearly. Or you're not seeing it right. You have to see it this way. Or you're fucked, sister girl, you're fucked. I always am, and there are a few of you I have emailed after the readings because I have such a deep conversation with your soul after I'm done. I have emailed you guys, you know who you are, and I have sent additional information your way, right? I have said, okay, this, and sometimes I write pages and pages. Sometimes I write just a little of what they said. But there are some of my clients that I've reached out to when I've done a reading, like 3 or 4 hours later, and I send an email. There are some of my clients where I actually do another video. So yes, I may be expensive, but I am worth it because I keep it working, right? If your soul is not like that and it doesn't want to stay and talk to me, of course, I can't send you anything after the fact. But if your soul wants to hang around and talk, right? I will let you know. They also said this, they also said that, they also said this, so your reading could go on. You know what I mean? It could go on for like 2 hours depending on the soul. I'm very respectful of that, right? Because like I was wondering about mine own, and he came and he helped me with that. So any other questions about Ozuna now that I've gone off tangent? I was gonna do a relationship reading, Ozuna and his wife. Relationship reading. We know that he's going to be extremely successful. We know that he's not wanting to hit mainstream English. It's not what he wants to do. Okay? It's not what he wants to do, and it's not what he's caring to do. He's extremely attached to his culture and his people, as he should be, since he has the soul of a god. And his trajectory, as he has planned it, is completely different from the trajectory of most of the artists who want to go mainstream. We know that already, right? So I'm going to do a relationship reading of Ozuna and his wife. And then I might call it, because that is the reason my ancestors really loved him. Do you know what they say to me? They said, we've been doing these hip-hop artists and we've been imagining that they are forced to live this lifestyle of debauchery and making babies with several women and then not taking care of those babies. We've been believing that because that's the culture you introduced us to, me, right? And then we come to a culture where the men are artists, where they are very macho, where they also do secretive things, and yet they are good husbands and they are good fathers. Even though they are always on the road, there's always temptation and whatever, they are good husbands and they are good fathers. Same industry, different type of thinking from two sets of cultures. So, of course, my ancestors fell in love with Ozuna for that reason. They fell in love with Ozuna for his love and protection of his wife. Now, I gotta look up the wife's name. I thought I had it, but okay, Ozuna's wife name. Okay, Ozuna. Tina. Okay, so I'm gonna call Tina into the plate because Ozuna is already there, and I'm gonna do a quick relationship reading. Okay. Tina. Marie. Just in case I'm not pronouncing her first name right. Tina Marie. This is a woman who was really in love with her husband, at least in the plates. When she walked in, she saw him and she went for a hug and he gave it to her. This is a very close, yes? This is a very, 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 very close relationship. My grandmother said, we told you so. Okay. And oh my goodness. Okay. This is Ozuna right here. This is his wife. Okay? She's had some problems in her life. She must have started some businesses and they didn't make money. She's had issues. She really has had issues. And at some point, she must have been very rich or very, not famous exactly, but she must have been very good at what she did. Okay? And she gave it up to be his wife. This is Ozuna. Ozuna holds his wife very dear. Don't have an affair with this guy and think he's going to divorce his wife. It's not going to happen. Okay? Mm-mm. His eyes and everything about him is about his wife. His entire life is about providing for his wife and kids and her life. His entire life is about supporting his wife and his kids, her life, what she wants to do, how she wants to do it, when she wants to do it. They knew each other from a very long time ago. Very long time ago. Thing. Okay? They knew each other from a very long time ago. And like I said, I don't care how old she claims she is, because she is really wanting to be in the public eye. She wants to be much younger than her husband so that people don't make a big deal about it. But check out these shells, people. This is Ozuna. This is her. Whenever the shell, and I'm teaching you guys, whenever the shell is bigger than the other shell, there is a huge age difference. And the bigger the shell, the older the person is compared to the other person. And I've been getting Taina as the big shell, and Ozuna is the small shell. They knew each other for a long time. She knew him longer than he knew her. There is a connection here. They knew each other for a very long time. She must have met him when he was just a boy or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, the first time she met Ozuna, no matter how old he was, she wanted him. She fell in love with him. But it was years before she could be with him. This hasn't been an easy relationship. It has been a relationship that the two people have really worked hard for. It was years before they were together. Years, right? But in this situation right here, the shells are telling me that Ozuna pursued his woman. She did not pursue him. He pursued her. She didn't pursue him. There are 4 pregnancies on this board, okay? 4 souls on this board that belong to the woman, right? There's at least 1 miscarriage, so I'm assuming that there will be one that might come later, another miscarriage or another pregnancy or something like that. But there is 4. She gave up a lot to be his wife. She gave up a lot. And she holds shit down. He provides. She holds shit down. This is a good relationship, guys. It's a really good one. No joke. My ancestors were right. My ancestors were very right. The triangle of this situation right here shows that Ozuna is never going to divorce his wife. But you never know. His wife might divorce him. But he's never going to divorce his wife. He's never. Okay, I'm going to round this off with asking Ozuna, the soul. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, Ozuna? Because I've run out of questions. Is there anything else? He says no. This Ozuna on the ground, he's very analytical, but the guy is so kind. Guys, if you meet him, do not hesitate to be friends. He is so kind. He will take his shirt off his back for you if he thinks it's gonna help you. He is so kind. He is also quiet. That's what he just said. I don't talk much. He is also quiet by nature, but he talks because he has to. But, he spends a lot of time, and I'm actually seeing this. Ozuna spends a lot of time in his house, on his bed, playing video games. And usually he's joined by his two kids or one of his kids, and he'll play video games the whole day. And his wife is literally, I'm like seeing him right now in his house. That's why his house has a lot of white in it. I'm like in his bedroom, and his bedroom has a lot of black and white in it. His wife likes the light color aesthetics, and he is on the bed with one of his kids wearing sweats, playing video games, and his wife is complaining that he's been playing video games all day. This man, once he drives into his house, he chills. I don't care what you all have to say to me, you Latin sisters. This guy, when he is home, he is home. He's home. He wakes up in his bed. He does what he has to do in his house. And if nobody drags him out of that house, he's not picking up the keys and leaving. He's not. His home is where his heart is. Despite the fact that he does have, what do we call it? What do we Africans call it? He does have some katozinya out there. Maybe both male and female. He does have those. He does. Okay. Like, let me ask him, so that we can be sure. Ozuna, do you cheat? In my culture, there's no... And he said there's no such thing as cheating. Those are expectations humanity has placed on people that are actually ruining society. Okay. I was just about to say, in my culture, there's really no such thing as cheating, right? But because generally African women accept their men being with other women, they accept it. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be the one who's married. So they accept what they do. As long as he marries me, I don't care. And some African women actually use other women to satisfy their men. When they are tired of sex or whatever, they go out of their way to try to make arrangements for their men to meet other women so that she doesn't have to put out. So my culture, really, cheating is unheard of, unless if it's a woman who's done it, then all of a sudden she cheated, she cheated, but it's never pointed in the direction of a man. And it's I was just saying that when he said there's no such thing as cheating. Okay, so do you have fun with other people? Let me ask. Do you have fun with other people? I'm so used to shaking. Extenuating circumstances. More in his past than he does now. Now, like we knew, he has his wife and a younger female. In his past, yes. But now he has two steady females. And a couple of other male friends that he sees once in a while. Hey, it's on the board. Okay. And a couple of other male friends. So he has like 4 people in his life right now that he sometimes gets down and dirty with, his wife included. But before, when he was younger, he was very, very promiscuous, and he ran around, and he says that's why my wife almost left me. Okay, so this is Ozuna. Okay, let me ask you if he has, as I'm giving him the final word. Yeah, because Grandma just said this is a god. You have to let him talk. We might learn something. Okay. He says 1,000 years ago, people were sacrificed for me. We saw that. Today, people are still sacrificed for me. They are sacrificed for me spiritually. When people are chanting and people are praying, they are sacrificed for me. I had to come down to know humanity. to know humanity. Every sacrifice makes me stronger. It makes me give. But there's no religion without sacrifice, even your own. I think what he's saying, let me just translate it. He is saying that Ozuna's generosity, he doesn't realize where it comes from, right? But he is some kind of a god that used to give, right? So people would sacrifice and get, right? And Ozuna is a fifth. This is so surreal. I can't wait to end it. Okay? Ozuna is a fifth of the five that were brought on this earth for him to have a human experience, right? Okay, let me explain this. It's like Ozuna has his own soul, but the soul is guarded and protected by this God. The soul is owned by this God. It's like this God's arm is a part of the soul that is Ozuna. So when I called Ozuna, the owner of the soul came. I hope that makes sense. It's like you make a tool, like a phone. Yeah, I always use the phone. You make a tool, right? Like a phone. And you use it. Yes. Mm-hmm. You use it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So every time you call Ozuna, every time you chant, the God is the one who comes. Every time he goes for a business deal or anytime he does things like that, the God is the one who comes. Yet at the same time, this God allows him to have his own experiences, like relationships and like things he wants to do, like things like that. It's very fascinating. It's deeper than my ancestors, because my ancestors would have had to come as me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's basically what Ozuna came as. I'm a representative of the God. So he is saying that characteristic of Ozuna's generosity and Ozuna's kindness, it's because of him. That's what he gives to his people, is benevolence. He gives benevolence and plenty. And they sacrifice people, or used this, like in the old days, they used, because he keeps saying 1,000 years ago, so I'll keep saying it too. 1,000 years ago, they used to sacrifice people to this God for plenty, for harvest. My Latin sisters, please tell me the name of this God. They used to sacrifice people for harvest, for things like that. And then, when you sacrifice the people, you got a better harvest or something like that. So he says every day that someone does something evil to another person in the name of wanting wealth, it's a sacrifice. And what it does is it makes him stronger, the God, which makes Ozuna stronger, right? Which makes Ozuna, richer. And that's why he's going to be a billionaire. Which makes Ozuna better than he was. And on that note, this Bantu sister is out. Because this was deeper than I thought. But this was indeed a unique soul. So I would like, Grandma says, close this circle. I'm closing the circle. And he doesn't go woo like all the other souls to go back. No. He took he's taken his stuff. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you. He has just thanked me and he is walking out. Okay. So this was surreal and kind of heavy, and I'm sure I didn't get to any questions that Ozuna fans wanted to know out there. But this is what I got. Okay. This is what I got. And I'm still in awe. And I still can't believe it. And my ancestors are literally so excited. You guys have to see them. They are like so excited. They are so excited. They can't believe it. And that is Ozuna. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I welcome all the new subscribers. I am so honored to have you. And I hope you enjoy our content. And I hope you enjoy our territory. Everybody who is a subscriber of this channel is a citizen. A citizen, a citizen, a citizen. Okay? And like every good country, we have laws, rules, and regulations so that everybody is happy. Right? In this country of ours, we are kind to each other. We are extremely careful of our words and what we put on paper in the comments section. Rudeness, attacking another for any reason whatsoever is not allowed and is not acceptable. You have arrived, new subscribers. Because we don't say hello and we don't say goodbye. We say you have arrived, right? Please remember to be kind and courteous to everybody, even in your waking life, even in your day. But like I always say, be kinder to yourself. For the tourists, and we have had quite a lot because my Meghan Markle video just had too many people watching it and I was stunned. I'm always amazed at the videos that get such a large number of viewers and the ones that don't. I bet you this one is only going to have 100 viewers. Okay. And this one had a great deal of meaning, but it's only going to get 100 viewers. I'm always amazed at this, people, at what, gets so many viewers and what doesn't. And I was amazed that the Meghan Markle video got so many viewers. And it also brought a whole lot of tourists who shitted in our fountains. They didn't even pee in our fountains. They shitted in our fountains, citizens. They shitted in our fountains. Okay, they went around drunk driving. They pulled out their guns and did some drive-by shootings. Okay. And the tourist visas were revoked. Revoked. So tourists, please be polite. Understand that this ain't your country. Watch a video. If you don't like it, keep it moving. Okay? Because that's what tourists do. If you don't like a country, you leave. Okay? I'll be so grateful for that. And for those who want to commune with me and learn about protection and get a reading while I am in Louisville, Kentucky, please reach out to me via email, izmitten@gmail.com. I didn't put it out there because I don't want the venue and everything that I'm going to be doing to be out there. But I will send you the stuff when you contact me, izmitten@gmail.com. And I hope to see lots of you in Louisville, or Louisville, Kentucky. on the 21st and the 22nd of February in this Black History Month. Thank you. Okay, now I'm looking for that button again. I gotta look for that man and I gotta look for that. Oh my God.